Hi and welcome to my stream, and sorry for being late. I was playing Invasion from the Unknown and I just finished barely a scenario. So, um, right. Last time we played, basically, we managed to, at least we thought so, that we managed to sneak into Cragston, but because the route we were using was actually already known by our enemies, we just ran full tilt in multiple ambushes and very strong opposition, even having to engage and defeat the Demon Lord presiding over Crexton, Demon Lord Edangor. We did manage to do this in the end, but we also found out along the way, which we as the viewers, the players already knew, that Adria was never here to begin with, but Camelix, who we just recently found out was trapped here, was here in truth. Sadly, Camelix was already in his death throes, and there was no saving him. As pretty much the last thing he did, he revealed to Devana that Devana, remember Camelix is his adoptive father because he has no immediate family, his mother accidentally killed his father. So that sucks. And the other thing is, Camelix revealed to Devana that Devana actually has immediate family, that he is from one of the very powerful and noble houses of the Arrow Grave, that his uncle, for example, is Aerford, a member of the Convocation, ruling and defending Cragston, or at least defending Cragston, and his aunt is also Valgatha, the high priestess and sorceress in Parendel. The very one that sent him on the mission to retrieve the Rod of Justice. It's still a very complicated, I believe Devana also did not know until he retrieved the Rod of Justice that his mother had killed his father, and this situation caused very complicated feelings from the rest of his family, so they instead actually pretended to, well, that he was an orphan without any immediate family. Mal'idia, of course, Mal'idia knew about this, so Devana is understandably quite mad at him for never revealing this fact. And now, before we start the scenario, just one thing I forgot. Thanks to Mitch99 for following me on Twitch. Now let's go. There's 6 scenarios left in the campaign, and I've never played them, so I am also looking forward to what's going to happen. To finding out what's going to happen, to be precise. We stumbled out of the battered and crumbling ruins of Cragston. Our best soldiers wounded and weary, and many of my companions slain. We signaled to our men in the hill tunnels to rejoin us, and they have regarded me cautiously ever since. It's like they see a horror lingering about me. Perhaps they are right to recall so. Devana. Yes? I'm not usually one to pry. But you have been unusually quiet lately. Oh damn, I can see there's at least 4 camps surrounding us. I just want to finally deliver the rod to Elenilandia, or Amulai, whatever is left. As I should have, as soon as we escaped Firecloud Peak. Perhaps you were right, Mal'idia, that I was too enraptured with the goal of rescuing Adria. That my folly caused a delay that is costing an untold amount of lives. Still. Devana. And in doing so, I played directly in Aya's hands, and led some of our most seasoned warriors to their deaths. Adria and Camelix are gone. I failed them. All of them. Perhaps not all was in vain, mage. How so? If Edangor slain, Ares' deal with the imps may be null. In prevailing where she expected our demise, We may have given ourselves a fighting chance in the final conflict, even without Adria to guide the teleportation. And you acquired the ring of Eragon's champion. Huh. I hope so, Raoshan. The rod of justice suddenly trembled and emitted a soft, silver aura. I do wonder who's demanding upkeep here. The rod senses something. Hark! There are voices across the sand. You're confident that the mage and the lich are nearby? Aye, they should be. The footpads followed them here. Your grunts made no mention of an oasis, human. Right as rain. There's never been more than a trickle of a river and a small watering hole here. This grove is new. Terradin, you've never ever seen rain before. Well, Raelian used to say that all the time. Raelian? These are Eisenstone clan deserters then. Or Raelian herself has betrayed us, although I find it highly unlikely, as much I dislike her. Regardless, we cannot allow any of the leaders to survive and report back. Although we may learn something from interrogating the bandit captains, we must fight Divana. I understand that you still feel... I feel fine. Huh. Well, if you say so. Still, if you claim I said this to you, I will deny it, but I very much appreciate your kindness following Rikrin's second death. If it would help to talk about Camelix, I would not. Now, if you mean to ask if I feel fit to fight, then yes. To arms, soldiers! Well, he is understandably prickly. I was no better not long ago. Though I do wonder what Camelix felt he had to whisper to Devana that he could not speak aloud in my presence. Oh, is it possibly that Camelix knows that the Lantos sacrificed himself? Defeat area scouts. So, and I really want... Oh, Raoshan is the... Let me guess, Raoshan is the one demanding upkeep. That would make sense. He's the only one with the loyal trait? Yep, Raoshan is demanding upkeep. In that case, I gotta also disable the debug mode, but I definitely gotta report this first. Forums. I'm gonna have to reload the turn again anyway, because... Actually, did I report this before? I have to reload anyway to disable debug mode. So... Orshin. Also a question if I mistyped it when I searched for that. I see. I forgot a U. Ah, there he is. It does at least appear sometimes. I see. Okay, then that is definitely something I have not reported yet and should report. And afterwards we can wipe out, yes, those 4 enemies. Technically it says to defeat area scouts, not necessarily the traitors, because see, area scouts and only 2 of the enemy sites are actually area scouts. So, I wonder. There we go. I do wonder if I really only have to defeat those 2, or they do have to defeat everyone. Like, likely everyone, but the wording is a bit ambiguous. So you guys, like, I'm pretty sure they can easily deal with 1 enemy. How much gold can they have? 250. Yeah, this lineup is definitely enough for a whole army. So of course we need Nazgul, we need Finrod, We need Refudactyl, where are you? Oh, Esmebella we can get first. Maldaaf and Refudactyl should... There he is. And last... Oh damn. I meant to recruit the call Refudactyl over there, but it's okay. So... Wait, I've got... Yes, 5. And they've got 3 villages each. I guess honestly, let's get 2 Night Gauns and... Alright, I don't have a second shadow yet. So let's get a shadow and Night Gaunt in the still water to deal with them. And they can just hold them off, I guess, while they wipe them out one by one. So is there anything interesting here? Apparently not. Then first see what enemy is over there. Okay, those are scouts. And is the other one also a scout? Because then I really wanted to try just defeating the legitimate scouts first. Yep, those are also scouts. Let's get them. So I got a level that goes first, of course. I think I'm actually gonna keep Finrod here to defend. I'm not sure if I really need the full squad to take this one down. But maybe let's keep Jeon and Mercy together. They are a love pair, if I can understand it correctly. A couple, that's the word I was looking for. So I do not really see much of a risk of them dying there, so I am very confident in just placing them there. Yep, 3 more units, about as what I expected. Oh, right. We forgot to look. Yay, another one to ban. That's a shame. Kinda hoping for someone to write instead of a scam message. A spam message. I mean, technically it's probably also a scam. But whatever. Let's get stream manager. And now I'm set and I completely forgot. Interesting. Looks like I cannot avoid watching my stream. Interesting. Well, at least I can turn the sound off. Let's go. That's more damage for sure. And yeah, it does seem like I do not need a full squad for this at all. Then you guys can immediately turn back and go for one of the traitors. Like as I'm saying, if technically according to the inner objectives, I only have to take down the scouts. But I do imagine it's probably... Oh damn, that is... No thanks. Definitely... Yeah, I completely underestimated the protector drones. That's on me. Like, they are all level 2, so I should have seen something like this coming. But that's an easy fix nonetheless. Can just sit back a little bit more. And I think those are nonetheless enough to deal with them. Especially because the second wave is a little bit further off than the first wave. Murder. Hi, Rogue. As you can see, I believe you had this one, Maldar. I really hope I haven't mixed them up there. That it is correct unit for you. level up to a shadow. But did I lose my Knight count at some point? Oh no, I just simply keep losing my ghosts before I leveled them up. Fair enough. Like technically I do not even have to deal with all those drones. I can just say, yeah, I killed your leader. That's good enough. But we will go for them actually. So I would say I clearly do not need my assassins over here. It does seem like... Oh, that was an accident. Like, they will be very much fine with dealing with those demons and drones on their own. So let's get a bit of vision over here. My 3 level 4 units. Okay, there's the traitors. One of them, and yes, they are of course also hindered very much by the Saints. Oh no, this is just a repeat of this when she died, isn't it? Oh! Lucky that it didn't happen, but yeah, I do gotta be more careful about those projector drones. Same for him, honestly, but very good job for surviving that. I don't know why, but the projector drones, they don't look that strong. Let's finish this one off first, of course. Run the hell away. I do kinda have to finish him off because otherwise he can very successfully just run away again. So only 2 of them can attack her, so she should be fine. And I kinda forgot, but I definitely should focus those guys first. We already saw how scary they are. No, misclick. I'm just hiding away from them. I guess they are kinda focused only on the leaders. Wait, I realized I never got any walking corpses in this campaign. Oh, okay, I did. Never mind. I got some, but I can see that I very much completely forgot about collecting any of them. So... On the other hand, it kinda feels a bit too late to start now. Must have missed. I don't know, we didn't even have that many living enemies, did we? Ah, yeah, but I definitely missed out on the trolls. Riding units will likely happen at some point again. The dogs, I didn't get any of the dogs as walking corpses. Yeah, like it is too late to start without feeling a little bit dumb about it. Yeah, of course, I was only worried about my weak units and immediately sacrificed another unit instead. Shameful. Oh. Maybe I don't kill them yet, but that's okay. It's not worth to keep sacrificing my units for this. There we go. And and really I'm just gonna save at this point, so if something minor goes wrong. Oh, interesting. All right. Since I've been playing on 1.19 for a bit, I was just surprised that this Necromancer doesn't have Plague on their Shadow Wave, which is something that has been changed for 1.19. Necromancer now has also a ranged Plague. There we go. The drones are still the worst. As you can see, they are still just moving on my leaders, and honestly, my leaders are plenty strong. They can probably deal with them. So I'm not really worried about that. Job, Conrad John. And this one also needs to go. Perfect. Isn't it wonderful to deal with those? I mean, at least they are a little bit weak to Arcane. Everything else is kinda a nightmare when trying to deal with them. So you need to heal. Correct. And honestly, I'm gonna give you just my hit points, just so we can survive this specific situation. It's not going well. That's not going well at all. Nice. And those ignore me as long as they cannot immediately reach me. So there's actually a chance of me just walking up to the enemy leader and taking him down with my squad without having to go through all of them. Same for those, by the way. I hate... oh, very lucky. Yeah, they very much like a heal. Oh! 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 Scary. Very scary. What? My queen, I failed you. No, I have failed you. What the hell? What the hell? There gotta be... I clearly have no idea how to safely deal with those drones. They are the worst. Honestly, like this, maybe? I don't know. Technically, well... They are to some degree not autonomous enough to just do their things, their jobs. So they need some directives, and it is of course also intentional for them to be not autonomous, because that would also imply some level of free will you usually don't want to see in your very overwhelmingly strong forces. I think also the primary thing is these are scouts, so they have to be fast enough to keep up to begin with. So get rid of this one. And start healing up my units, please. Like, because I sort of had to use her as a tank as well, I didn't even get a chance to heal my units. Okay, let's daytime, so I'm a bit safe. I'm much safer from this guy now. And I can now survive getting attacked by him, even if he hits all three. Correct? That is correct. Nice. I'm just gonna keep sneaking here. Nothing to see here. Nothing to see here. Just ignore me. That is true. It is basically as the Chaos Empire keeps improving the process, I believe basically you will see more and more of them. Oh snap! Yeah, this is the run I'm doing now, right? You will see more and more of them acting on their own. So I believe Gray is feeling a little bit, or Black is this Black or Black? Black is feeling a little bit threatened by me moving up to their leader, and or they are just simply too scared of those three to just run up to them and fight. Both is fine by me. Definitely gotta occupy the villages first, because I do need the money. Like generally that was not really a good call and very risky. So first of all, let's beef up my poor Zorin a little bit. I guess I can send that one to heal. Fair enough. But definitely beef him up. Beef her up. Hunters, right. So let's keep collecting villages again. And yeah. Next turn I can finally confirm if Air Scouts precisely means the demon leaders or if it also means the bandits or not. Yeah, okay, this is definitely a trigger for them to immediately run from me. That's true. It is nonetheless funny how most of the enemies are not really willing to engage in that fight. Please slow this one first. Perfect. Because now I can also relatively safely jump in there and finish you off. Perfect. I'm gonna save at this point because even if, like this, I'm mostly killing those two first to confirm whether it's precisely Air Scout or if it really means all enemy leaders. Okay, it is all enemy leaders, and then this is could be added that you also have to defeat the Eisenstone traitors. Okay, let's move up on her. If I can. Well, since I do not want to step this one. Oh, I'm stupid. I do wanna poison this one. Wait, did I? Now I have to redo this as well. Sorry. I am hurrying the hell up. Like this is at least very clear and not really something I have to worry about. And then I can also do this. Ah, shame. If I could have reached with Mercy, I would have immediately poisoned this one. That's for sure. So, I would like to poison this guy. The scale, to be fair. Do expect them to be moving over there next turn. I'm looking forward to it. And well, it's not like... Oh yeah, as expected. It's not like... any of them will make it back in time, even if they tried. And as you can see, they're not really trying to. By the way, let's hunt down that one. Oh, technically Kalasa could teleport right back here, or even better, teleport right back down. That is nice. And let's see if this one gives any information as promised. Wait, stop, stop! Please, spare my life! You've betrayed our people and are leading our greatest enemy here. Yet you ask for forgiveness? I had no choice. We are some of the few who didn't depart North Aurelian. I stayed to fight, but me and my clansmen were caught outside the walls when I sealed the magical shield around New Alansia. We either surrendered or died, and I made my choice. Then the whole city vanished, and we've been stuck as underlings for years since. What do you mean the city vanished? Gone! Teleported away! Left a massive crater and waves of sand dunes. Some say it went all the way north, but Volgatha didn't have the rod, so I think that the convocation couldn't have sent it further than Amulai. Lots of light know what they use to power a spell like that. So New Alansia may still stand? Maybe? All I know is that Ea had us track you, honest. What she says seems to corroborate what we learned from Roshan's gliders and Chamalik's last words, Devana. We should head to Amulai quickly. We may find 2 cities intact and ready to teleport. Whether or not she truly is loyal to Brarandel or is attempting to deceive you is unclear, however. I swear on the roots of the greatest Cactos I've ever raised. I only meant to bide my time until I could fight for Parandel again. I had no choice but to join them. I don't ask for your trust, my lords, only your mercy. Please, justice need not always be the same thing as punishment. Do you believe her, Devana? And we've got 2 options, and one is no, I doubt her, and we cannot afford any messengers returning to Area. And the other one is yes, she seems of stout character. I will spare her life. And as a player that can deal with any ramifications this comes with, without being afraid for my life or whatever, I usually do like to take the more positive action, unless I already know that it will backfire. Thank you. Go. Of course, my lord. Take this, please, as a small token of my gratitude. Heroic handed Devana a small and gnarled root, which glittered softly with an enchanted aura. Perhaps it will be of some use later on. I mean, I do wonder why she doesn't come with us, because she only bides her time to fight for Parandel again, and we are going, like, unless she comes with us, she will be stuck in the desert without Parandel. Huh. I think that choice was ill-advised, Devana. Nevertheless, you are the one holding the rod of justice, not I. So I absolutely think that technically, like, I don't get why she left instead of following us. But it's not that important in the end. And then let's see. Oops, wrong unit. There we go. Enjoy, Kalasa. Okay, I see. Hurry, we need to reach New Elancia in time. So this guy wasn't even questioned? That is hypocrisy. I'm gonna look up if it's just the first one, like if it questions the first one or if it questions. I mean, technically, we didn't even question the other one. They just instantly said, please, please, I mean no harm. Whereas this one apparently didn't say anything. But I do wonder if it's like specifically her or if it's the first one we defeat. I see. Funny. Um, hmm, damn. Okay, yeah, it is specifically heroic. The other one doesn't try to justify anything. Heroic's word that New Lense may still stand. Well, like we technically the scenario clarifies that he was not willing to speak like that. Heroic's word that New Lense may still stand rekindled a slight flicker of hope in me. Perhaps all is not yet lost. Perhaps I may redeem myself yet. Some nights during our journey, when most of our soldiers have fallen asleep, and only the dead and a few sentries linger about our camp, I gaze out at the hills and ponder my mistakes. It is those nights, the ones so quiet it feels as if all the world is holding its breath, that I feel an urge to sink into my worst despairs. That I wonder if we perhaps should have surrendered to Urya, that if more of our people that Hmm. I think that if is misplaced there, so I'm gonna report that. I wonder if we perhaps should have surrendered to Urya, that more of our people might still be alive then. Then that a voice whispers to me that I am to blame for so many deaths. But by some strange token of luck or skill, I have survived up to now. I have recovered the rod, and giving up now would be a poor way to honor all those we've lost. The rest of our company and I have whipped ourselves into a frenzy ever since the skirmish at the oasis, partially because of Roshan's gliders telling us that Arya's house is not far behind us, and partially because we all hope that we may find the city we once left still whole. Maybe if we all survive this gruesome ordeal, there will be room and time to rebuild a kinder world. Until then, we march, the sun rises, and these creatures of nightmares dog our footsteps. Sorcerers, make haste! What did the gliders determine? Aya's scouts are not far behind us. And behind them? Her main host. Though it has shrunk significantly since our past encounters, it is still more than enough to overwhelm Amulai. Then we need to outpace her and bolster the city before she arrives. Easier said than done, Orgor. Having is hot on our heels, and we can afford no delays. Very well, Malide. What lies along this path? Two forts, Ansgar and Narien. Narien is closer to Amulai and should be well manned and protected. From time to time, however, we have had skirmishes with the local trolls around Ansgar, and in such turmoil, I fear that we may have been relinquished during the struggles. It may have been relinquished during the struggles. Regardless, we should make all haste for Fort Amulai. It guards a passage directly through the rocky waves into the heart of Amulai. We needed to keep our flanks protected to reach the remaining survivors in time. Onward then. Let's waste no time tarrying here. Move Devonar to the signpost in the northwest. So this would be Fort Ansgar, the closer one, and this is Fort Narien, the further one. So we can likely expect, yes, that there will be trolls on the way. And we'll have to deal with that when we get there. Interesting, the cactos are not weak to fire at all. I mean, it makes sense, they do somehow have to survive the heat. So yeah, there are plenty of beings, and yeah, I still think it is. I really can't muster the motivation to bring up my, to try again to collect all those undead, all those walking corpses. Yes. Anyway, we've got Finrod, of course, Asmibel, Comrade John, Rephrodactyl, Amaldav, and Nazgul, as always. There's... yeah, I should spend all my money before I go anywhere, because, what am I trying to say? Right. Because I do not have enough villages to retain any gold, any gold, and also the other villages are really at the upper corner. Yay! Spam. Banned. Kronak, do you feel alright fighting other trolls? Kronak wants Southhill trolls. Friends in Kronak now north on Hill Trollland. North trolls and south trolls fight sometimes, so Kronak no care. Smash anyone who hurt friends, troll or not troll. Well, I suppose that's reassuring? I sure think so. Yeah, the cactos are as always not good at dealing with damage at all. With dodging anything. Hi Arklitchby, your unit is over here. Gotta place my healer there, and everyone else gotta come up now. So yeah, you basically just missed a small skirmish with Scouts of Aya and some Eisenstone clan traitors, and now we are hurrying to Amulai and New Alencia, which has likely teleported to Amulai. But the enemy is apparently right behind us. All right. We're certainly trying. And I need to level up this one, and I really would like to finally level up those two. And yeah, this one is basically leveled. This one technically as well, but not as much. Or the Shadow. I mean, I do need faster units, so let's go for the Shadow. I wonder if the site for the demons is just hidden, or if it actually is, if they will actually not arrive to attack us. It would surprise me, because as I understand it, they are very much straight behind us, and that's why we need to hurry so much. Like, sure, 30 turns and all that is some way of hurrying. Yep, there's the trolls, and the wild creatures are of course not enemies of them. Shame. Yeah. But yeah, it would make sense to me if animals would show up right behind us. and it's why I cannot leave any units behind us. Smibel, Mother of Nazgul. Right, I recently informed myself a little bit about reading for people, and especially reading for children, and one of the hints they give you is, like one of the suggestions, if the intention wanders, try naming characters in the story after them, because then they will pay more attention. And technically that is exactly something, like that is something I kind of said, yeah, definitely, because it's literally my approach to viewing after streaming, because I do specifically want people to name their units after themselves, so they will be more invested. Though technically I did think of it more of as a reward. But yeah. Just thought it interesting that this thought I basically had is sort of widely accepted to be correct. Ah yes, you can reach there, that's great. No! What? Wait, what? What did they say? Ha! It's a troll leader! You there, little pay thing. Pay gold or no pass. How much is a toll, troll? Ha! He rhymed. You're not actually considering giving any of our gold to these ingrates, are you? If it's less expensive than the time we would spend retaking Ansgar, then perhaps. Give 200 pieces, or smash. That's a significant portion of our treasury, Devana. We shall need every resource for the final confrontation ahead. Bone Man, quiet! Yes, but perhaps worth the lives and time spared. Had I not wasted more time entrapped at Cragston and so blundering pursued Aria's trap, I would feel sorely inadequate if I stalled us any longer on account of battling here. Wait long enough, give gold! I think it ill-advised, Devana. I would urge you to listen to reason, not guilt. Yet you hold the rod. Let this be the first of many choices before you. Devana, the decision remains yours, but Aria's army nears our doorstep. Consider, if you are stout of heart, making all haste to Amurlai. I aim not to rub salt in your wounds, but many drakes have perished for Parandel already. The longer we hover here, the less time we shall have to rebuff our fortifications before Aria arrives. Great Hall, Troll, hark! Oh, I see, so if I agree to pay the toll, they have to, like, one reject the offer tool and use gold piece for toll was a deceitful scam. Technically, I do not have the gold, so I have to take this choice technically. But there's the other option: agree to this toll, but only if you promise to aid us in girding this pass once we've gone through. Hey, good pass. Pass already for troll. Other come, no pay. Smash. Give gold now. Devana. As Devana approached with the gold toll, the troll's rocky body shifted in a backwards avalanche and startled by and fixated upon the rod of justice. The stuff you carry? Fire rod? Only for stone skin, strong heart. Yes, you see before you the rod of justice. Rival Southern tribes sent Chieftain son Sugaltab to find a fire rod. Southern trolls grumble much, annoy, he no return. You kill Sugaltab for the rod? We did defeat a band of trolls during our quest for the rod, yes. Other tribe shaman want rod, say it make even stone burn. Our shaman know better. Power too terrible for troll hands. If pass and give gold, you let Hoff's tribe shaman come with and Study. Study. Study? Study rod. Be near, watch magic, listen to flame, no hold, never hold, but hear secrets, listen. Before time of men, orcs, only troll, elf, dwarf. Now elf gone, dwarf gone too, just troll and man. But troll remember rod, passed down story of staff power, passed down story of power staff. Say, made by breath of godness. Dragonfire took 2 winged serpents cast in gold from deep depths, where only troll go. Pearl cut from a fearsome water beast called Oyster, but her name and breath in the fire. And maybe one day, if listen close to fire, find godness name again. Find flame that lives. A goddess whose name is lost. Flame. Ocean, my leader, do you think that the creator of the Rod of Justice and the unnamed goddess who are ushered by the Order of the Holy Flame are one and the same? It would be uncanny, Devanar. I suppose, then, we may learn something of the Rod should we allow the shaman to accompany us. Now is hardly the time to deny another soldier. Good! Troll make way! Go! Come back after you leave. Tuck, join! Tuck very grateful to join. Few humans choose peace with Troll. Tuck give a show of goodwill. Yes, Tuck give. Aura of Stoneskin. As a sign of appreciation for your diplomacy and gratitude for allowing him to accompany you, Tok Shuana, shaman of the Northern Hill tribes, has blessed Devanar. The Aura of Stoneskin is an ancient troll enchantment bestowed upon a rare outsider deemed worthy as a gift. Tok's magic bolsters Devanar's blade, pierce, and cold resistance, and improves his overall health by a small amount. It may seem meager compared to other grander spells, but a costly battle awaits, and your heroes will need every advantage they get. So yeah, I do think that's definitely something to report as a bug, because that definitely doesn't work. I do consider, like, maybe I can convince them to join me anyway without paying the toll. Like, also I do not know if the time actually has any, like, how much time we need has any bearing on the next scenario, like. Huh. Oh. So I'm basically reading this. Oh, I see, so. I am able to get this guy to join, even if I defeated trolls, so I do choose to kill the trolls in the end, because I do not have the goal. Technically, I could. No, actually. No, I'm gonna do it the right way. I do wish to. Like, I do have such an army, I don't even need to recruit my units. I don't have to. Like, I'm sorry for everyone that named the unit, but it seems like I won't be recalling them anytime soon. Because I do wish to choose legit peace with the trolls. And for that I do need to have enough gold. So yeah. But basically this troll would join me anyway, because he would take part of the fight, and he wouldn't be part of the time, but he would feel this power and then would ask to join up with us. So I'm gonna skip all the sex because we've already seen it. Why I said troll moment? I mean, I'm literally saying that I will not go to war with them, so isn't that more like happy troll moment? I, like, as I said, I'm very much expecting to run into demons that chase after me. And now that I checked the file, I also know that that is true. So basically, I do not know if it will have an effect on the next scenario, but technically, getting the trolls to guard the fort means that they will both hold back the enemy scouts and technically also hold back area's host. So yeah, the sad moment for them is they will die either way unless they decide to flee once the host appears, which I do hope for them. But well, so now I am paying for them and we already read all this, so let's agree. And now we earned a troll shaman and another buff for him, which is actually a quite nice buff. Devana is basically leaving everyone behind because he's way too fast. Right, I forgot that I only have one healer now available because I didn't recall the other one. Fair enough. No! Okay, that's okay. I moved him one hex too far. Wait, you do not have... Ah, snap. He does not have regenerates after all. So now I do have to move him back to everyone else. Damn, the Wesnoth is really aggressive onto me. Not willing to rest until they killed me all. What a shame. So I gotta protect my healer at all costs because, as I said, oh no, actually I do have two healers. I somehow forgot Devana right away. That didn't take long. Okay, so my troll shaman is definitely running from everyone else. And yet a Wesnoth is extremely slowing me down, that's for sure. Devana also has no chance of leveling up, that's for sure. So only way is to group them up. Shame. Whatever. Only Devana has to reach there. That's the good thing. Oh, should have moved him over there. That's my bad. So I'm placing him here, so he has the best chance to dodge. Look at this. Of course they're gonna slow me down as extremely. Which is very annoying. It's gonna take me forever to get through this. I kinda hope that at least I will get through this before the demons arrive, because otherwise the trolls are not gonna stop anything. And I do hope that this is actually the last of them. Right, it's Devana, Devana needs to heal at least once more. Because I do not want to have him poisoned. Would be devastating for sure. It does seem that I can indeed be helpful. That is the last of the wild animals. Though I do wonder if it's really intended for them to be that aggressive. Like, I'm on the other side of the map and they're rushing at me. Yep, that does seem to be the last of them. Considering I'm not discovering any one of them. Then 7 more turns, perfect. Also, my units can take a short moment to recuperate themselves. Nope, not there, but whatever. But in a way, this campaign is as bad or even worse than Eastern Invasion, the old one, where you had so many loyal units. Ah, there isn't any. Oh no! Now there's actually loyal units that do not. Oh! That looks to me like they were fighting some units of the Parendel outpost. Like I thought for a moment that yeah, that's not that many enemies actually, that much wildlife, and that the wildlife has already arrived at me. But yeah, if they are also fighting over there, then that makes sense. That they wouldn't be able to engage them. Oh, ogres. It seems they had a hard time. But they are about to make it out of there. So I do wonder when exactly the trolls will reappear, like as soon as I have moved out, or when? Like, now? Not yet. Oh come on, why are you focusing me? Leave me alone. Okay, maybe cancel that order and see if I can take this down instead for a more direct approach. Nope. I guess I gotta finish him off. I mean, this should count as having left, right? The trolls are still not... Oh no, oh no. Wait, why are they moving on this one or why are they moving? I sense that we are near the rod and its usurpers. Imagine if we recovered it for Aya herself. Focus, Leaks. We must reach the Augur before he arrives in Amur, or the city will be that much harder to conquer. Kill him, claim a lot, then entertain your illusions of rewards and celebration. My lords, air scouts have arrived. Mind Replighters may be able to delay them, or if you prefer, your grounded forces may risk meeting a flock of them in head-to-head combat. Keep heading north, Devanar. We'll delay them ourselves if need be. Mal'Edir, I don't want anyone else making sacrifices for me. You forget that I once nearly destroyed Aya with the Soul Driver. A couple winged Hellfire abominations. I estimate there are about 8 of them. Unimportant. We can handle them regardless. Go, we will follow. As you wish, my friends. I may call you my friend, yes, Mal'Edir? Or is that too informal? Of course, after all that we've endured, I most certainly hope so, Devanar. But enough chatter. Make haste now, boy. So, technically the trolls should be behind us and block them, right? Like, I will be very cross with them if they don't lock the way. Like, that's why I paid you that much money. You're telling me, oh come on. It would also kind of suck if the trolls respawned and well, Fort Narian force the units of Fort Narian started beefing with them. Fort Narian seems well meant. Halt! Who goes there? Devanna, second in command to the Lord Camelix, to the late Lord Camelix, and Mal'Edia of the Convocation. We returned from our mission to procure the Rod of Justice. Devanna! Mal'Edia! Thank the heart-flame praise the goddess! You've returned! Aye, and with the force of chaos hot on our heels. To whom do we speak, and what has become of Amulai? You speak to Merrick of House Azari, son of Erefort Mera, nephew to the High Priestess Valgafa. Oh, it's his cousin. I've been holding Amula and the remains of New Orleans steadfastly along with my sister, Taylor, as well as Bandit Queen Rallian, who oversees the city's defense. By what do you mean, the remains of New Orleansia? Rallian leading Amulai? Ha! And to think that she was ready to abdicate her seat in the convocation and abscond north. I'd like to hear how that happened. My lords, there will certainly be ample time to tell you of all that has transpired here since your quest's beginning, but with Aria's host on the horizon, it is imperative that we pull back everyone we can within the city limits so the barrier spells can be cast. Huh. And my brother Elantos, what is he doing to aid the city's defense? Alazarik? Valgafa? Loremir? Why has Supreme Command fallen to Realian of all members? My lord, I promise all will be explained in due time. This reeks of ill fortune. I fear we will not like what we find in Amula any more than we enjoyed Crexton in Devanna. I think quite literally anything would be better than a rematch with Edangor, yet I must agree. And 2 more turns. And I'm really mad on the trolls for, well, going back on their promise. They were supposed to guard our back, not leave it open. Huh, nice, he's willing to let me recruit. Not much of a point at this point. So basically, Devanna has met his cousin and will meet his other cousin soon. It's bullshit. Come on. So 2 things basically for this scenario. For one, the wildlife running from all over at the enemies instead of engaging as they encounter them. And for 2, the trolls not showing up and holding the line. The tunes. So give me a moment to write this down. Actually, I can finish this scenario first and then gonna need a moment to load anyway. I've reached the end of the pass. I can't see Amulai upon the hills. I mean, not spending any money also means that I got bonus gold for the next scenario, so nice. These trolls trolled you, yes. Possibly. I mean, actually, I'm willing to just wait a couple turns and see if maybe they do show up. I mean, I do think they should show up, at least when the what's their face, when the demons arrive. Because then the trolls should be asking for toll. But no one is here. That is not fair. Yep, no trolls. None at all. I do gotta say, it was nonetheless a good choice to pay the trolls instead of fighting through them. I don't think I would have finished by turn 15, that's for sure. So that's just 8 demons. Yes, that's what my leader said. So yes, I can definitely deal with that. But I cannot afford more delays. No, there were tall guards. They went there to raid, like they just live around there and took the keep and are making people to pay tolls. First. After you've passed. Promise to God to keep after you've passed. It did seem very much that they were at least made this keep their base. I do believe they have more forces in the mountains, but that's unrelated to the toll, to whether this is their base or not. Let's go. Let's meet Devana's remaining family. It had been a long while since I had last been to Amurlai. I went there once on a trip with Camelix. In build, it was hardly different from most cities in Parandel. Tall towers weathered by desert wind and caked with sand, nearly blending into the landscape around them. But as we walked through the gates, the signs of siege presented themselves all over the city. Craters, crumbling structures, obliterated walls, rubble strewn about in the streets, very worn faces and bowed heads. We are hardly the grand people we once thought ourselves to be, that is for sure. At least, in appearance, that is. So, for a second time in my journey, I trudged past the rubble surrounding a once majestic but now battered keep. Only this time it was Amurlai, not New Elancia. And this time without Adria. Huh. Well, you certainly are a sight for you two certainly are a sight for sore eyes. As are you, Raelian. I was pleasantly shocked when I heard that you were at the helm here. It seems you did not leave Parandel as you pledged you would. When the rest of the reinforcement and my clan arrived here, the castellan had fallen. The city was in disarray. It seemed best that someone would assume command of the city. And, naturally, that person was you. Though I stand by what I said about the reckless, fool's errand Valgafa sent you on, I would not turn my back on this city so hastily. Nor would anyone assume you would, Raelian, and our mission was not wholly in vain. Look! I swear by the pillars of the earth, the rod itself, where... Firecloud Peak. We can revisit the articles of the journal once we have time to spare, Alien, but for now we must rally whatever is left of our governor and plan expeditiously. Please do tell us what has become of Amula and New Elancia. Ah, yes, of course. Well, while the three of you... Where's that ferry you had? Never mind. While you were searching for the rod, Merrick and I were fending off Urya's forces. The berries were fairly well powered, and I led some guerrilla attacks that proved quite successful for a time. until Valgartha teleported New Alansia almost on top of Amanulai. Well, not quite on top of it. The city landed adjacent to Amanulai, the northeast wall got the northeast wall got a bit, well, crushed into dust. But other than that, it seems that New Alansia's teleportation was relatively safe. That's where many of our soldiers were, and with the exception of a few of those burrowing machine creatures that we dealt with, that part of our host was buried and destroyed. Very nice. And where is she? Valgartha is still locked deep within a coma, unfortunately. The magical expedition nearly killed her, and I know not how much longer she will be able to hold on. Most attempts to contact her subconsciously by our remaining seers have been successful, though between my Falcon Skulls and a few memories we've been able to glean from her, I've managed to piece together an account of what befell our capital. When Valgartha teleported New Alansia, she did so as the barriers in teleportation circle were under siege. This distortion meant that the city was partially teleported safely, but many of the spell's self-got to protect both the city itself and the surrounding area failed. The spell left a rather large crater, and those of our soldiers who weren't swallowed up by the sands or buried alive by shifting dunes were flung back by shockwaves. Alazarik was a traitor, a shapeshifter planted by Arya, who struck inside First Keep when the time was nigh. Valgartha defeated him at great cost, and then used his life force along with a second power source to help teleport New Alansia as far north as she could. Very well. What of Loramir and Sonson and Britta? And where's my incorrigible brother, Surely he's not too occupied to be here. Bothersome. Unfortunately, you, Valgartha, and myself are the only surviving members of the old convocation. I don't follow Raelian. Malintos volunteered to be the power source for New Alansia's impromptu teleportation. Your brother is dead. Dead. Dead? Well, of course he's dead. I knew that. All liches are already dead. But where is he? My lord, where is he? Answer me, whelp. Where's Elantos? Where's my brother? We built every city in this nation from nothing, brick by brick, spent unceasing weeks commanding and designing and growing all that was necessary to piece together something in the vague image of what Wesnoth once was. Elantos survived Orcish warlords, he survived paladins, he survived Dante's third son falling out of the sky, the apocalypse himself, every kind of vengeful spirit and raider and fearsome creature imaginable on these lands. And after all these centuries, after the hundreds of trials we have faced, somehow it is Arya that does him in? These demons spawning from blithering nowhere? My lord, I cannot imagine the depth of your loss. No, Merrick, you cannot. Because for the first time ever in this world, I am truly and completely alone. And I will be so for the rest of eternity now. So, I want to know what your plan for killing Arya is. Kill her? We would be lucky to escape Arya again with our lives. I refuse to leave her alive. She will not rest until she has claimed Parendar for herself in quite a rot. So, we must slay her before she can do so. Otherwise my virtuous idiot's brother's sacrifice will have been for nothing, and I refuse to allow that. Well, we had 2 active members of the convocation before you arrived. Seeing that you were gone and Valgartha is mostly unreachable, I took the liberty to promote Merrick from second in command to the late Lord Aethod to a member of our order. Mal'Edia, now that you are here, you make 3. And I might suggest promoting Devana to make 4. That would of course more commanders to direct our forces in the final offensive. Me? A member of the convocation? With our numbers depleted, so we are in need of leaders, Devana. You were Kamerlik's second in command. The time has come for you to take up the mantle and lead. At least until we are safe enough to hold elections again. I see. Very well then, I accept the appointment with the greatest humility, unless any oppose it. I approve, as do I. Why you all looking at me? Devana, you already know what I think of you. You are more than fit to lead. Now, back to the task at hand. How are we going to root the demons? Well, with Adangor... Hmm. 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 I do not like that she just knows this. I feel like it should have at least been mentioned by anyone. Like, why would she know this? How would they have any information about this? How does... Yeah, I think so too. Let's go on. I've reported it and let's see what later. Thank you, Ashley. It is partially why I decided to stream campaigns, because it makes it even easier to be thorough with things, especially when I have to read it out. Um, but yeah, thanks. Well, with Edangar assassinated, Arya's infiltrator slain, and much of her army gone, we may be able to successfully challenge her in a final confrontation. Regardless of any victory against Arya, however, we need to be prepared to flee softly following any such battle. According to our sages, Valgartha said that Lazaric mentioned a fourth demon lord. A fourth demon lord? Well, not precisely. Apparently, before she slew Alazaric and used him in part to power the teleportation spell, he warned that if he, Edangar, and Arya fell, that the forces of Chaos would send a fourth general with combat prowess more fearsome than the previous three combined to finish us off. That imp commander we faced left us with a similar warning, an ultimate warlord, it seems. Perhaps, then, we may consider my original plan. We beat back Arya and then make a fighting retreat north to Adavian's lands. And just abandon Amorva and New Elancia? Well, dear, I understand you are justifiably distraught right now. Really, Raelian? What gave that away? But we have very few viable options left. Battling one Demon Lord has left Valgartha in coma. Mal'ira, you and I barely overcame Erangor. I kinda remember that differently. And the fight ahead with Arya will be a costly one as well. If this fourth enemy is stronger than all three of them, I doubt we would be able to pose any further assaults. Aye, which is why I fear we might soon make our last stand. We have a chance at slaying Arya, even if it is in our death throats. And we also have a chance to wound her enough to be able to live to fight another day. Well, I refuse to resign to defeat so easily. Wary as I am, this cannot be it, can it? We at least now have the rod. Could we not attempt the teleportation, even without Valgartha? Well, Talia? What say you? Ideally, I'd have at least a month to complete the entire inscription safely. If I have the help of the rest of the Order and remain relatively undisturbed, I could rush a teleportation circle drawing in a fortnight. But it will not be wholly safe to use. We will be gambling with the lives of our people and the life of whoever casts the spell itself. Not to mention that without Arya or the resources to retrieve her, teleporting to Shimmering Isle will be like an archer trying to shoot a wolf through the eye, during the long dark, at best. I fear we do not have even a fortnight, do we? Not exactly, but there are ways of buying time. The hill trolls will not take kindly to Aya's advance. Not that they will last long. Aya will only need a day to mow through them, two at best. Then we must take every measure to stall them for as long as possible and prepare to take the area head on if need be. I don't know that we have very many days worth of troops and tactics to stall with, but it's worth trying. While the while the trolls slow her down, we can work to trap and block the passes. That's all fine and well, but she'll reach New Alansia and Amulai eventually. We're not going to be able to give her a slip for a second time, especially when we haven't even begun drawing the teleportation circle yet. We should use a modified version of Conrad's Trident. Conrad's Trident? I forget, none of you know your Wesnothian history very well. During what was later named the Battle for Wesnoth, when future King Conrad I, Dalfador, and future Queen Lisa, Chen, and then Queen Asha were for the throne, the rebel forces divided up the royal armies and kept a significant portion of Ashavir's forces from being able to defend Wilden proper. Conrad, or rather his advisor Dalfador in my opinion, achieved this by persuading the Horseclans of the Great Plains into antagonizing the royal forces on different fronts, so as to divide them. Conrad's forces by that point were made up of elite and battle-hardened veterans, and they made a swift and direct charge directly to Ashavir's keep, and eliminated here relatively quickly. Clearly, using multiple fronts as a diversionary tactic wasn't unique to that battle, but he created two separate and distant fronts, and then a central, most deadly strike force between them that targeted her enemy leader. Hence, the Trident. Talia, we'll buy you and the Order as much time as we can. Start inscribing the circle at the southernmost point, closest to where Aria's host will be. Then split the Order into two groups. One building up around to the west, another building up and around to the east. Air will not tolerate throwing all her forces at us while you are left alone to plot our escape, so she will send fractions of her army to disrupt you. Merrick, that is where I will expect you and the other Agrafi to make this work, split into two guard units, with the intention of gradual retreat north as the circle meets completion. Huh. Can't say I like the idea of splitting up our forces, or that I'm fully confident that air splinter troops won't succeed in eliminating a portion of the Order. It seems keeping all the Magi in one group rather than halving them would mean faster progress. But then the intention isn't to complete the circle that quickly, is it? Malidia? Hardly. Raelian, you, Devona, and I will make up the central point of the Trident. We'll carve a straight line through Varys Wenger to her and strike her down as quickly as possible. And you think she'll fall for something like that? She has two options. If she doesn't send enough of an offensive to combat the Order's Magi, she potentially allows us to make unfettered progress in working towards our escape. If she sends enough of her forces such that they forestall or even halt their work on the teleportation circle, she's weakened her main host enough for us to pierce through. Besides, it would seem that if there's a fourth general, she's under some kind of oversight. If she doesn't wrap this up quickly, she may be in as much jeopardy as us. Very well then. House Ozizilu, House Niveri, and House Ethelnor will all send you their champions to confront Arya. The rest of their forces and I will guard their order and deal with any forces that they send to attack the teleportation squads. Alright. The Eisenscorn clan, or at least the branch I led away from those other fools ages ago, will lead you, Malidia, along with Devona in the central push against Arya. And what if Arya herself attacks the power order as we draw the circle? What if she doesn't even appear on the battlefield in person? Arya will make an appearance on the main front, rest assured. She will go wherever the rod goes, in this case, straight to me. That is why I have to face her, alone. Come again? This is no time for heroics, Devana. What? Absolutely not. Mal'ida, you firsthand saw how easily she killed Air for the Mayara, and that was before she'd absorbed the powers along with the magical potential of her other victims. Maybe I can attempt something similar to what Valgerfa did. We still follow your plan. Our soldiers just need to distract their main host and clear a path for me straight to Arya. I'll lure her off the battlefield. Go head to head with her, defeat her, and then harness her lifepod for the teleportation spell in combination with the rod's power. If I can bind her well enough, the incantation will will drain her until she is destroyed. That's also a typo. The incantation with drain. The incantation will drain her. Will drain her until she is destroyed. Don't want any of our soldiers caught in the collateral damage in the struggle for the rod. A clash of that caliber would be deadly to anyone nearby. At the very least, Mal'ida should go with you. 2 against 1 offers better odds. No, it has to be just me. Mal'ida needs to stay behind to continue leading the rest of our troops against Arya's remaining followers during the final offensive, and to gather whatever chunk of survivors he can and lead them north, should I fail. We cannot risk acquiring the rod and the jewel in one fell swoop. Lad, if this is you trying to punish yourself for Arya or for Camillix, it's not. Lord Merrick, Lady Talia, Mal'ida, Queen Ralian. Arundel put its trust in me once. Our leader sent me on what many would have then called a suicide mission. But I returned, and I returned having done what was deemed impossible. I asked that you put your faith in me, as the former convocation once did. I understand that faith is not much to go on these days, but I will ask for it all the same. I'm not the naive mage I once was. I stand among you now as a lord myself, as a scion of House Azari, as a veteran wielder of shadows, and the bearer of the rod of justice. So please, allow me to attempt the impossible once more. Faith is enough for me. If Velgartha entrusted you then, I trust you now. Go with our High Priestess' blessing, and the blessing of the Order. That's also, they didn't... He literally just claimed, yeah, by the way, I am part of your family, and no one is questioning anything about this. I do think that is kinda a gap in what was shown about. So yeah, I'm reporting this as well. Oh, that's interesting. I don't know if they... I don't know if they are able of this, or if they maybe just haven't thought of it, but it would be a very great idea, and I mean, yeah, that would be kind of perfect. There is a chance though that, like, one possible reason against it, but I'm not saying that there's any actually that this is a reason they would take. Okay, someone is ringing my bell. Give me a moment, please. Well, I basically decided not to open the core because I'm not expecting anything. I'm also not expecting any packages, and I'm shy. I don't really like interacting with people. Anyway, Devana claimed to be a part of House Azari without any explanation or backup by either, and everyone just accepted it. It doesn't make any sense for me. Like, any sense to me. Like, I would, like, for real, for both of these, I kinda would suggest them saying, yeah, they told their story, and like there's some seek in there, some intermission where they say, yeah, and they told the full story to them. to everyone present. So any of these make sense. So yeah, that would be the easiest without chaining too much about the story. So, Devana, or I suppose I may call you cousin now. I cannot say I feel completely certain about this request. But you are of Tohor's blood, like us, and I feel certain about putting my faith in family. So for all our sakes, I hope that you may work a second miracle for us. I think you're a mix of incredibly brave and incredibly delusional, Devana. And I also think your idea is disastrously risky. But I also think there's not a swordsman, archer, or mage alive in the city with as good as a chance as defeating as you or Mal-Edir. So, begrudgingly, you have my support. I would argue that Arklage mean that you are part, like anyone in the convocation is a leader of the cities, not, and he's not saying that you are now the leader of the convocation, just one of the four, and with you five leaders of the convocation. So a bit of not perfectly worded, but I'm trying to read it in good faith, basically. Ah, I do wonder what unit is down there actually. Mal-Edir, what say you? Oh, what interesting. Why is this one stuck down there? Ah, funny. I think he should actually be placed somewhere here, maybe. That would make more sense. Um, like, look, why is the unit down there? Yeah. Oh, yeah, sorry. Yeah. Okay. So I'm keep going and then find out what this hex is named, what coordinates this hex has. I mean, technically it would be, wait, 12-4? Oh. Okay, no, I'm really not sure. Like, it's probably... Oh. The battery is running out, but luckily the stream is not much longer. I would be lying if I said I did not desperately want a chance to kill Arya myself. And I would also be lying if I said I was fully comfortable with this. But for better or worse, Wigrin saw something in you in the trial chamber. Nice prediction, Rogue. As did Adria. And I think now I'm starting to recognize what they did then. I know that vengeance is not the same as justice. All the same, avenge Elantos for me. He bought you one more shot at saving Neolandia Devana and paid for it with his life. So don't waste it. I won't. My lords, my ladies, thank you. So this is 12-9. And the scenario is called What Remains. So we've got Like I was about to say 2 minutes left, 10 minutes left, but we've actually got 20 minutes left because I started late. Is that correct? Where's the timer? Yep, 20 minutes. And I really need to load my headphones. My headset. Or it's gonna die while I'm playing. Just a moment. Perfect. Aya's forces will arrive by dawn tomorrow, according to the Drakes. Yet even now, with the stars melting back into the darkness and the first threads of the sunrise streaking across the sky, rest does not come easy to me. This will be the final battle. It will be either the final battle of this war, or the final battle of Pyrandal's time, regardless of which, our struggle shall be at an end within the next few days. I suppose there is a small comfort in knowing that one way or another, this whole nightmare shall be over soon. Should be over. At least, the first chapter of it will be. What do you mean, a Saurian Soilist reduced to the level of a giant leech? The giant leech is inside the castle, I believe. All across Amurai and the battered remnants of Nearlandia as well, our soldiers were in a flurry the past few days, moving supplies, sharpening weapons, pooling the last of the magic into Senti's energy crystal, and guiding refugees into the inner rings of the city, making sure the Order had all they needed to draw the circle. All about me there was such panic, and yet, strangely, all I felt myself was a rather unsettling calm. I cannot say what exactly compelled me to request that I challenge AI alone. Perhaps it was revenge, or looking out for those who fight by my side, or pragmatism, or even a death wish. But whatever the cause, I am at peace with it. I shall have one final chance to right my wrongs, and I only hope that I can make good on it. I mean, technically, but I do still consider this inside of the castle and totally fine in that sense. Okay, so this is the central trident. Anyway, let's go back to the 3rd Conrad army. I would say yes, his task force was like... I mean, after all, Mal'Edir did say that it's a modified version of Conrad's trident. Like, technically, in Conrad's trident, the other two fronts were indeed probably forces on par with him, or at least not much weaker, but the army certainly was strong enough to, well, be a central army and the central trident. So it was maybe not the biggest host, but it was definitely the most elite one. My falcons tell me that Aya has yet to take to the battlefield, but that she is close. She's making way for us with a smaller host. How far away is she? I cannot say. Her pace may change. She will arrive before one full cycle of the suns. That is assured. That is not unlike her. She will wear us down with her main host and then follow up personally with reinforcements once she believes us weak enough to defeat. Ah, very well. We'll have to contend with the vanguard and main host, which she's already sent, and do our best to carve a path through to her. Oh, old master! Huh. My old apprentice. It seems too many of you have defected the ranks of chaos. You know, Eladir, you could have made quite a name for yourself amongst the Chaos Empire too, but you insist on sheltering life. And what use is there for necromancy if all you use it is for if all you use it for is destruction, not to build, not to protect? Your singular obsession with power will lead you to emptiness and ruin, Gangror. Ah, yes, well, those are very tall words coming from you, old master. Today I will lead the forces of chaos against Baran and prove once and for all that I have surpassed you. A little more arrogant than one of the Emitron brothers? This year is full of surprises. Ha! Malidea, who is a former student of mine who went missing years ago. More ambitious than Kinra, but not nearly half as smart. It seems he's forsaken Parandel, but it makes no difference. Aye. Devana, this is quite the army before us. Nevertheless, our oath stands. We fight with our faith in you. And for that you have my continuing gratitude, Lady Eisenstone. And if you can truly topple that demon, then you shall have mine. Now, Eisenstone clan, I once brought those of you who had half a wit about you from my uncle's stuttering rule into Baronet's land. Let me again lead you to a safer home. To arms! Soldiers of Parandel, to arms! To arms. Elantos, I hope you knew what you were doing leaving just me here. And I hope that whatever plan you had for our fates won't run a fool now. Defeat all enemy leaders, and there's no turns running out. So Orthrus 1, Orthrus 2, and those two guys. And you see that's already where the reinforcements will appear. And I honestly think it would be, I think, cooler if those keeps were not already present. And I'm just gonna make that suggestion as well. It's already called Finale, and it's, but there should be 3 more scenarios including this one. The keeps and so I imagine if this part of the map simply was not present until the reinforcements arrive. So basically we only get up to here or something. Or alternatively, if the keeps at least weren't there and just terrain, and once the reinforcements arrive, they change. So as we remembered, we got 3 champions of 3 houses, like 1 champion per house of the, what's it called? 3 champions of the, I forgot what they're called. Of the Aragrive houses. Right. I do wonder if no one is willing to grant any ogres a leadership role, since Alazaric was a spy. But we do not know. And now we can again recall all the named units. I think that's all of them already. Bifmark and Mother Alf, Finrod, Asmibel, Comrade John, Nazgul, and Refuductor. And we still need to level 1 Saurian Skirmisher into Saurian Spear Thrower and Thrower and Javelineer. Because I kinda kept failing that one. So on this one as well. Time to level up all the units. All the units. Anyway, oh right, I forgot my Dark Adept as well. I wanted a second. I remember, I believe I lost a Dark Sorcerer at some point? No, I didn't. Then why do I have a Dark Adept here? Whatever, let's ignore that one. Ah, snap, I can, like this. Like this I will be able to recall 6 units in next turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, I mean, sure, I've got 10 or so? 15? No. 12 units I would like to recall. Tough luck. I will deal with that later. Let's look at the money. Oh yes, they definitely have the forces to run me down. Oh come on, are you real? Why are the guards charging at the enemy? This is not a good idea. Yeah, that's... Oh, damn! Straight up the level 3 unit went for them. Anyway, let's report that. It really doesn't make sense to me that those at least rush. Like, the Falcons as well, like, those two just keep standing where they are. But those just rush at them. That doesn't make much sense to me. Anyway, this is an insane amount of enemies. Honestly, I'm gonna finish this turn and then call it a day. I don't really see how I can any meaningful headway in the next 10 minutes, and also I would like to rest, to be honest. So yeah, I'm just gonna move everyone up there, have my full army deployed, and then call it a day. What could go wrong? No, but I don't think anything is going wrong. So I definitely want my Lich. My Prophet is kind of optional, to be honest. My Shield Guard. I would very much like my Shield Guard. I do have a Swords Master on the field already, a Slayer as well. Oh, it's a Great Bow to be precise. And I mean, the Terrabone would be kinda cool, but I'm honestly gonna go for the Shadow. An additional healer, because more healers means much easier being able to cover everyone, and I guess the Night Gaunt as well, so I can make best use of their backstab. And I mean, the Sergeant Stillwater is definitely a good choice if I just want to slow units, and like especially those high level units, instead of having to deal with them. Oh damn, you really decided to just steal that village. That is rude as heck. But yeah, this is... Oh, why would you do that? Why would you do that? Let me repeat myself. Why would you do that? Like, they literally only deal 3 damage with that too. That's crazy. It's such a waste. Oh, that is useful. But it's also stupid. But at least this one has pretty much spent their money, so I don't feel too bad about assassinating them. Funny. Tired. And more undead. Okay, now the problem is, like, I did absolutely not expect for him to rush out there, so I didn't really place units to take advantage of that. That might do enough. Oh yeah, right, I forgot about this guy. And the first one is down. Like, preferably, I would honestly like to focus on those guys first, because they are all chaotic, and I definitely want to kill them before the kill them as soon as possible and during daytime. I think I'm gonna put Mal'ire here, I'm gonna put my trolls here, because like I'm basically gonna put my undead units over here, plus a healer, because they can of course very well deal with poison. And it's obviously a very sought after quality if you're fighting Shaxtal. Ha! I admit I probably don't have that much use for my Night Gaunt and my Shadow in considering this lineup of enemies. Yeah, I'm not surprised. Oh those demons, those bandits, for real. Ah. What? Oh yeah, fuck. I forgot this one. Of course they would go for the poison. That's fair, that's fair. So, regarding the shack still, all I gotta, like, the most important thing I gotta observe is destroying them without being in reach of the war machine, the war drone. Yeah, this one. For obvious reasons, I think. They are hella scary. At least green is pretty much wiped out already. It has its advantages when the forces are so close to one another. Yep, I still gotta take care of my units so they do not get overwhelmed. Grant some leadership. There we go. Ouch. So as you can see, everything is going very well. Okay, not everything, but most of the things are going very well. So yeah, as I said, green is pretty much wiped out with just one fight. I should have done a better job there though, with that one. But whatever. Keep focusing on the enemies. Right, I still had my shield guard. I completely forgot about that one. Hey, nice. At least they know enough to place themselves next to healer once they are almost dead. Oh, good job. Bonk. Yeah, the outlaw people are really not suited for this place. Like, oh snap. Good job. Oh no, he might still die. Whatever. This is the unit I didn't raise. It's okay if they die. It still sucks, but it's okay-ish. Ah, interesting that they didn't go for poison at first. Oh, that Falcon is doing a very great job at somehow surviving. Oh, that is very much overkill. By the way, note how good I am at keeping track of my thoughts. Like, literally, 8 minutes ago I was like, yeah, I'm gonna just do that one move, and oh, he survived, God, thank goodness. And then I'm gonna take a break, and here we are. a couple turns later, 10 minutes later. Oh yeah. Those in it are really gonna be annoying now. Get rid of those that poison me first. And maybe off a couple Ray Blades because they're all very scary. This one. Shame. So shame. Like, come on. Get hit with something at least. Yeah, why not? Run it. Apply some damage and run the hell away, why not? Yeah, okay, I do need my healer here. That shucks. So I gotta save Kronak somehow. I do think that's quite doable, it's annoying though. So first of all, occupy this space. Okay, I cannot occupy this space. In that case, at very least block this one, I guess. So Roshan needs backup. This one needs to die. Yeah. This one. More range damage, yay. So this one gets go to hell with, like, I'm just gonna make a healed hospital with Refodactyl and send everyone back who's too weakened. By my standards at least. Considering this is a very scary fight, gonna be plenty of them too weakened to contribute. There we go, a Guardian. Leadership. Yeah, healer, but I don't need to go for full damage there. That seemed appropriate. Like, I might have to reset this because, well, yeah, Kronak that was a very bad move of me, but I'm not 100% sure how much damage they actually deal, how much is actually gonna go for him, so I'm willing to wait this out for a little bit. Oh, nice. I mean, they are doing something at least. Oh yeah, of course this one would go for him. Yes, right, everyone that poisons will not go for him. Oh, yeah, but that guy. Yeah. Yeah. I'm just gonna call it a day. And continue from there onwards next time. For now, thanks for watching. See you on first day. Considering how well, the scenario is a bit large scale considering the amount of units. Let's look at the amount of units actually. Like, they still got some 50 units on the field, so it's gonna take a while to wade through that, and then afterwards a wave of reinforcements will also arrive. So considering that there's only 3 scenarios left, I'm still not 100% sure if I will be finished the campaign this week. So see you first day and probably see you on Monday as well. But for now, again, see ya.